Fight.com for details. And by Bristol-Myers Squibb Company. Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine.
Game tied at 7 apiece. That's because the Bucs go 4 plays, 73 yards. The big play on the drive, a 56-yard completion to Michael Clayton from Brian Greasy.
And 3 of those 4 plays were bootleg action. When was the last time you saw 3 out of 4 plays boots?
Dante Hall sets up at the 3. And Hall goes down to the 21. Good special teams coverage by the Buccaneers. And they're chippy. Here comes Trent Green and the Kansas City offense.
Hey, you big Elton John fan?
Yeah.
Well, then here's your dream ticket. You only find it at Best Buy.
Dream Ticket is Elton John's spectacular 4-disc, 4-destination concert DVD. Featuring radiant performances from around the world. Elton John's Dream Ticket can only be found at Best Buy starting November 9th. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
TC, a.k.a. Tender Crisp. Spicy, a.k.a. Spicy Tender Crisp.
Hey, for the official weigh-in of TC.
Watch TC the Golden Bird take on Spicy the Red Riot in a solid steel cage. Burger King presents the Chicken Sandwich World Championship. Go to chickenfight.com for details. It's gotta be chaos in a coupe. Tender Crisp, Spicy Tender Crisp. Decide which one's best at Burger King now.
Relaxing vacation with the heavy hitters in your life. $0.
It's our favorite linebacker.
Walks on the beach. 10 massages with the people who are there when you fall. $0. Getting closer to the people who impact you most. Priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win a trip for up to 20 people anywhere in our Together Wherever sweepstakes.
To save your life, you had to hold your breath for 37 seconds. Wednesday, get ready for an hour of television so intense.
There's a whole new meaning to the term chop shop.
It's guaranteed to take your breath away. A new CSI New York, CBS Wednesday.
And let's check out that bootleg action. Let's watch what it does to the Chiefs defenders. I'm telling you, they are just absolutely going with the flow, and Michael Pittman here. Now watch backside. Nobody's around. Look at this hole for Cook to get through. No safeties, no linebackers, waltzing into the end zone. Now that's something, when you call 3 of those out of your first 4 plays, you've recognized something, and I think that we're going to see a lot more boot action today from the Tampa Bay Bucs till the Chiefs start keeping some defenders home backside.
So John Gruden has been doing some serious studying for this game.
Yeah, well, he's all about studying, staying up till 3, 4 in the morning. And guess we had a penalty on that last kickoff, and we're gonna have to re-kick it. Now, you think, oh, it's just 5 yards, no big deal. But when you give Dante Hall another chance, and it's been weird, I've been thinking to myself this all week, man, Dante Hall is due. Just one of these times, I just have a weird feeling about this game.
Rondé Barber called for offside on the kickoff. So Gramatica 5 yards, and he pops it in the air. And this one fielded on the run at the 32-yard line. And that's Chris Horn returning it. He picks up 9 yards. So the Buccaneers with an answer for Dante Hall.
Boy, yeah, that was the answer. And you see, you don't want to give it to him twice. And how about the way their offense answered Kansas City's first drive? And I was thinking to myself after that first drive, holy cow, the Chiefs come in, and with all this talk during the week about the Tampa defense, and it's going to be a different challenge for them, and they marched it right down the field. But boy, Tampa Bay sure responded. And the last thing I expected this to be today was a shootout.
First down and 10 at the 38. Priest Holmes, the lone setback. He is hit immediately and down at the 30. Greg Spires shooting the gap, and that's a loss of 6.
Boy, and you called it, partner, shooting the gap, and that's the one advantage this Tampa defense has over the Kansas City offensive line. They've got the speed. Watch Spires, and he just goes unblocked. The offensive line a little late getting out of their stance, and that's the strength of this Tampa Bay defense. They aren't the biggest guys, but they are faster than everybody else. The fastest defense in the league. Sometimes they can get engulfed against some of the bigger offensive lines, but if they get penetration, they're dangerous.
2nd down and 16 at the 32. Green with time, down the middle, incomplete. Intended for Tony Gonzalez, but a flag in the backfield.
Intended for Tony Gonzalez. Incomplete. Flag.
And I'd imagine somebody was holding their back in the Chiefs' offensive line.
Holding. Offense number 54. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Chiefs struggled out of the gate, losing their first 3, but the last 2 weeks, folks, they've been the best team in pro football. 101 total points scored, 2nd most all time, 1,130 total yards, a franchise record, 14 touchdowns, and an NFL record, 8 rushing touchdowns versus Atlanta. The most points over a 2-game span back in 2000, ironically, it was the St. Louis Rams.
Dick Vermeil team, and clearly this offense has been putting on a clinic.
2nd and 26. Another flag.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
And Gus, the fact that the fans here in Tampa are into this game is a huge advantage for the Tampa defense. And much to what we were talking about before, they are a speed group up front. And so with noise, as an offense, when you can't hear, you're always just a split second late off the ball. Well, that split second can be the difference between the defensive man with a lot of speed blowing right by you. So right now, with this noise, huge advantage Tampa Bay defense.
2nd and 31 at the 17. Green setting up a screen. Here's Holmes, and he goes nowhere. Gold with the tackle, another flag on the play.
When the flag was thrown outside, and I'm just wondering if there was some type of a defensive holding, which would be a horrible penalty on 2nd and 26, because that'd be an automatic 1st down.
Actually, it's 2nd and 31.
Oh, man. That's right. The penalties keep stacking up. Can't count that high.
Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Defense number 27. A 15-yard penalty. And a 1st down.
Wow. Mario Edwards.
I mean, you can only imagine what John Gruden's thinking right there. Mario Edwards beaten for that 1st touchdown. And when you've got the Chiefs offense backed up, one-on-one, let's see if he grabs up. Boy, now, you know what? That was not a 15-yarder. That's a 5-yarder. His hands got up in the face. That's a bad call. That should not be a personal foul. He didn't grab on and hang on. And that was a tough break for Mario Edwards in this Bucs defense, because that just changed this whole drive.
Chiefs get a little breathing room. 1st and 10 at the 32. And some movement. Willie Roaf.
Now Willie Roaf moved, Gus, but Simeon Rice was just bouncing inside. I think he was going to hit an A gap inside. He wasn't coming across the line of scrimmage, so I think that's going to actually go against Willie Roaf. And Willie Roaf is getting mad because of the noise, and he thinks that Simeon Rice was trying to intentionally get him to jump. Look at Willie Roaf. He's fired up today. Simeon Rice said he can't block him. You see Simeon smiling. He knows he's playing into his hands a little bit.
Simeon Rice.
Big Willie. Fired up. There you go. That's a little bit. Look at. He knows. I'm getting in the big man's head.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 97. Moving in the neutral zone to cause the offense to fall.
Willie's arguing got off.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think Simeon Rice is going laterally. I don't think he's into the neutral zone. He's kicking down. He's going to come inside. and he got Willie Rope to move. And, you know, I'm not sure I agree with that one either. And that smile's off Simeon Rice's face now. He thought he had the big man.
First down and 5 at the 37. What a great matchup between these two special players. Play action. Green throws to the sideline, and it's caught out of bounds, goes Tony Richardson. Now let's join Greg Gumbel in New York for an NFL update.
All right, Gus, the New York Jets turned the ball over fewer than any other team in the AFC, but a Chad Pennington fumble led to this 12-yard touchdown run by Willis McGahee. The Buffalo Bills have a 7-0 lead on the Jets coming up on 5 minutes to play in the first quarter, guys.
Wow, Willis McGahee. Somebody said week 2 he should be starting.
Yeah, whatever. As you take a look, the Patriots and the Jets fighting for the top spot. Priest Holmes trying to hop through the hole, gets to the 40. And this Tampa Bay defense, as Darby comes up with the tackle, is really fired up, Brent, to take on this red-hot Kansas City Chiefs offense.
Let's go back to Simeon and Willie. Big Willie trying to get him clubbing outside and allowing that lane back inside. You see Simeon Rice keeping contain outside. They want to force Priest Holmes back inside, allow those linebackers and the speed of this defense to catch up and get him.
Third down and 2 at the 40. They need to go to the 42 for a first down. Gonzalez in motion. Here's Green. Throws it out. Holmes looking for the first down. He has it, but another flag on the play.
Boy, and they're going to call Will Shields with an illegal block in the back, and I thought it was a great block. I was watching it from up here. Certainly didn't think it was.
He leveled Shelton Quarles.
Holy cow. What a block. I wonder if he got his hands outside the framework of the body.
They're in the run. Illegal block in the back. Offense number 68. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
And Will Shields not too happy. And how about the intensity on this field? And let's watch big number 68 right here on the outside. And you know what? That's a great call because of that hand in the back. Now, he had one in the front as well, which I saw. I didn't see that hand sneaking up the backside, Gus. And once an official sees that hand on a player's back, they're going to call it every time. And Big Will Shields knows better than that. Even that hand just slips out at there.
And Dick Vermeil wants a timeout. 4:21 to play in the first quarter. Our game is tied at 7 apiece.
Meanwhile, back from vacation.
E cos'è questo?
Marcello!
Salve. Che cos'è questo?
L'ha ordinato Angelina.
Angelina! Angelina! Che cos'è questo?
È il nuovo sistema di telefoni, papà. Fanno l'inventario, i fogli presenza, possono inviare immagini, messaggi.
Tutto qua dentro.
Tutto là dentro.
E tu che ridi?
Vai.
Doing business the new fashioned way. This is the power of the network. Now.
Thursday on America's Best Night of Television, the Survivor men are outnumbered.
Oh, Sarge, you look angry.
Now the battle of the sexes heats up on TV's most watched reality show, A New Survivor. Then, you've never seen a CSI like her.
Don't worry, I'm wearing underwear, as far as you know.
Or a crime like this.
This was a joke. You see us laughing.
A new CSI. And...
You're a dead man.
A new episode of Without a Trace after CSI and Survivor, CBS Thursday. The Amazing Race takes ordinary people around the world and always has an ending that's amazing.
You are the official winners of the Amazing Race.
I love her so much.
There is nobody I would rather spend my life with.
I just wanted to prove to the world how much I can do. You have to accomplish your dreams.
Nothing is impossible.
It's just a blessing that we're standing here right now.
Wait till you see how the next one begins.
I think the best is yet to come.
A new Amazing Race premieres CBS Tuesday, November 16th.
Monday on an all-new Late Show, Dave welcomes the one and only Tom Hanks. Plus, music from Nelly. Dave's all new all this week right here on CBS, America's most watched network. 7-7 Kansas City and Tampa tied, and for the Chiefs this must be kind of a surreal experience because there's so much red in the stands it makes you think you're at Arrowhead.
I was thinking the same thing a couple times today. And Gus, this is a situation where you use Tony Gonzalez over that middle of the field. This is exactly what you want as a Kansas City Chief.
3rd down and 12. They go down the middle of the field. That's Kennison. Oh man, Eddie Kennison fumbles the ball. It's loose. Picked up by the Bucs. Brian Kelly. Kelly. Back to the 30. What a play.
That was unbelievable. And let's watch the play. Tony Gonzalez takes a couple players deep, and here comes Kennison across the middle. You see the safeties go with Gonzalez. Gonzalez comes back, gets a block, but look at the effort back outside from Smith, doing a great job of stripping. That is unbelievable. That's about to be a touchdown. Now, Eddie Kennison's got to know someone's coming. Cover that up. Right on the ball into the end zone. Look at that. That is exactly how you teach it. Right arm around the player so you can tackle it. Left arm hard down with the hammer. And what an impressive effort by Smith. I mean, I still can't believe it.
Dwight Smith knocks the ball loose. Kennison with a 62-yard reception. And then on the return, 29 yards by Brian Kelly.
You know, and there's Coach Vermeil, and what a great leader this man is. You know what he's doing? He's going over to the sideline. He's saying, hey, guys, we can do this. Eddie, shake it off. Let's go, offensive line. We can handle these guys. They had the first series, Gus, and that should have been a touchdown or right darn close to it, so they know he's trying to keep his troops pumped up.
What a great play, though, by Smith. 1st and 10 at the 29. Greasy over the middle, incomplete. And finally, we get a chance to take a breath.
Jeez.
There's been a lot going on in this game. We asked this question, Brent. When Tampa has the football, what should we pay attention to?
Well, you know what? One of the things they got to do is attack this Chiefs secondary, and that's their weakness right now. That's where they're going to be going after Gus. And you see them right now. They're not letting the nickel defense get in. They're going on the line of scrimmage, no huddle. They've got 3 receivers to the top, 1 down below. And they're going to go after this Chiefs secondary.
Greasy over the middle. Pittman with the catch out of the backfield. Michael Pittman down at the 47. Greg Wesley with the tackle. A gain of 24.
Boy, in this game, the NFL is all about matchups. Watch Michael Pittman outside. He's going to run that little what we call Texas route. Stutter step outside, come back underneath. You see the coverage lanes outside in the zone. Nobody down the middle of the field. Michael Pittman, a tough runner in the open field, Gus. I love this guy. He is a tough ball player.
1st down and 10. Greasy again setting up deep. Fires underneath. That ball is caught by Heller, the tight end. And Heller gets to the 25. A 22-yard gain. We've got a hot one here. Here's Greg Gumbel in New York with more.
All right, Gus, the Oakland Raiders have lost a horrendous 13 straight on the road, trying to turn that around at Carolina. Tyrone Wheatley's 1-yard run gives the Raiders a 10-0 lead early in the 2nd quarter. Back to you guys.
All right, Greg, we had the Raiders last week against San Diego, and quite frankly, they looked awful. Good to see him on top now. On the road, Carolina banged up, ravaged by injuries. But John Fox still has his team playing tough football. 1st and 10 at the 25. Pittman breaks it back with the running room, and Pittman stumbles forward to the 20-yard line. And I thought it was interesting when we talked to John Gruden the other day, and I brought up the question, so Coach, what do you think going into this game against a team that's so hot? I was getting ready to say my next sentence, and he said, wait a minute. We're not afraid of these guys. They've won 2 out of 3. We've won 2 out of 3.
That's right. Hey, we're hot too. And you talk about a guy that gets hot on the sideline. As a player, you'd love playing for John Gruden. He's intense. He loves the game. He's such a bright young coach. And part of that has been just crucifying right now this Kansas City secondary.
Play action, Greasy on the roll. Finds Dilger out of the tight end position, and Dilger refuses to go out of bounds and gets to the 12, ran right over Sean Barber. But a flag on the play, and Barber's hurt. A lot of penalties and injuries in this game to start.
And clearly both teams, with the start that they had their backs up against the wall, and both are looking forward to a lot of division games down the stretch, trying to get back into the playoff picture. The Chiefs a little bit better position than the Bucs, and so an extremely important game. And you know, Gus, this is one of the things that I love about Dick Vermeil. There's only a handful of coaches in this league, and I'm not going to name names, that will come out on the field.
Oh, Jeff Fisher's one.
We've seen Jeff Fisher do it. That'll come out onto the field with an injured player.
What does it mean?
You know what? I think that there's a true caring. I'm not saying that other coaches don't care about their players, but they're so focused during the game.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 80, offense. The play resulted in a first down. After the 15-yard penalty, it'll be 1st and 10.
Michael Clayton, the rookie, with the unnecessary roughness penalty.
And you know what? I don't know. I think Michael Clayton was just playing to the whistle, and he was working hard, and you can't blame a rookie for trying to get an extra block. And let's watch. See, we don't have a whistle yet.
Wow.
And there's Clayton jumping into the pile on a lineman. How about the rook going after a lineman? He got a penalty. I don't know about the whistle. We didn't hear it, but going back, Gus, to Dick Vermeil, if there's any coach that I could come back and play for in the National Football League, it'd be Dick Vermeil, because I just think he cares that much. And to come out on the field, to take yourself out of the focus of what are the next plays and what are we doing, to say, hey, you know what? My guy that battles for me is down on the field. I'm going to come all the way across the field to the other sideline and make sure he's okay. And we've done hundreds of games, and it's just a rare sight in this league.
Barber was hit by his own teammate, Greg Wesley, the safety, and went backwards.
How about Michael Clayton? How about Michael Clayton? Going after Lionel Dalton. Look at that. I'll show you a big defensive lineman. Look at this. You're going to jump over the top, little helmet to helmet, and that's what he got called for. It wasn't the whistle. It was helmet to helmet, so it was a little bit of a spear. Look at that. Oh, and Lionel Dalton, I'm telling you, wait till films. When a rookie wide receiver pounds you and knocks you down, your boys are going to have something to say about it.
So Barber has to be helped up, and looks like it was a helmet-to-helmet hit with Wesley. And he may have bent the knee backwards. Sean Barber, 8th year out of Richmond, has 2 interceptions this season, and that left knee is a little tender right now. Now the MetLife Snoopy 1 is under the command of Captain Jeff Capek, with help from co-pilot Snoopy. They're working hard to provide these aerial shots of today's game in Tampa, and what a spectacular day it is, folks. The colors here at Raymond James Stadium are so vivid. It's almost like you're watching some kind of weird sci-fi movie. As we take a look at the AFC West and the standings, Kansas City, with the win today, are right back in it.
And you see the 0-1 in the division. That's the key, Gus. They've got several division games down the stretch.
5 of their last 6 games are against division opponents. Greasy setting up, looking downfield, incomplete. And some miscommunication on the route. I believe Heller ran the wrong route.
And you see Brian Greasy saying, yeah, you got to keep on going across. And of course, we see that boot action once again. And most of the times, teams boot to the strong side, the right side if a right-handed quarterback, and the left side if the left-handed quarterback. They've gone both ways today with Brian Greasy. And that, Gus, that was the first pass play where the Chiefs actually were within 5 yards of every receiver. These Tampa Bay Bucs receivers have been, and you hear the term wide open, but they've been wide open all day.
2nd and 10. Greasy, short drop, going up top. Caught. Joey Galloway. There's a name Buccaneers fans haven't heard in a while. A gain of 21. Michael Pittman with a terrific block.
He's back. And you see Joey Galloway saying this jersey just didn't come off my pads. Little holding going on outside. One-on-one, Joey Galloway, and you know what that means. Ball thrown just a little bit behind him. And Joey, nice job of coming back and getting up for the ball.
Galloway with a severe groin injury the first week of the season against the Redskins. This is only his second game since injuring himself. First and goal at the 7, the pitch to Pittman. Pittman lowers his shoulder and gets inside the 5. Greg Wesley with the tackle, a gain of 3.
And guys, one of the things that has been improved with the Kansas City Chiefs defense this year versus last year is their run defense. They're playing a lot tougher line of scrimmage. Their linebackers are doing a good job of coming off blocks, and they're doing a pretty solid job. And that's half the way there. You've really got to, if you can bring into a decent job in the secondary with this offense, this Chiefs team can go all the way.
And the Buccaneers are going to wait for the quarter to end. What a first half. A lot going on in Tampa.
Oh, man. So we've got a shootout.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Tampa 7, Kansas City 7. We'll return to Raymond James Stadium after these messages.
The new Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
Wendy's home-style chicken strips are tender pieces of juicy whole breast filet with your choice of 3 delicious sauces. All chicken strips are not created equal. Wendy's, it's better here. Our pickup window is open till midnight or later.
Stronger denim. More comfortable, relaxed fit. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
A 30-foot tidal wave.
This thing's gonna be a monster.
Is headed for Miami.
Look at that horizon. That is not the horizon.
A 90-minute CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
Monday.
Blow a kiss, Dave. There you go.
It's the one and only.
You still scare me, Dave. You do it.
Tom Hanks.
I know I say Dave a lot.
And music from Nelly. All new Monday.
And welcome back. And Brent, you talked about the Chiefs defense. Gunther Cunningham, once again the defensive coordinator, formerly the head coach in Kansas City, and what an interesting story for him to come back and serve as the coordinator for Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, you know, it just shows you the humility of Gunther Cunningham, and I just respect him so much, and I think his players respect him for doing that. Fiery leader, and I think his involvement and just his intensity and stick-to-itiveness has been instrumental, and especially that game against the Colts last week. I just thought that the way that defense played at the end and came up with a big stop, I just thought a lot of credit has to go to Gunther Cunningham, and clearly he's going to have to make some adjustments today. We've seen this Tampa Bay offense come out specifically throwing the ball, not afraid of getting into a shootout with the Chiefs, and you know what? They've been very successful, Gus, with these bootlegs, and I'd look for one down here.
Now looking for a fresh start to your fantasy football season? Help has arrived with NFL Fourth Quarter Fantasy. It's the first ever midseason fantasy game, and it's free. Sign up today at NFL.com or to NFL on AOL. Second and goal at the 4. Play action. Greasy fires, caught, and Cook goes out of bounds at the 1.
Boy, and you know what? And Cook's thinking, if I just had one more step, I could have reached that ball across the goal line, and it's just momentum just took him out. He just got the ball step too late. You see that clutch? And Greasy was looking outside, and just short Jamil Cook of being able to stretch that ball across the goal line. He just needed one more step, and he would have been able to pull it off.
John Gruden watching from the sideline, his team faced with the 3rd and goal. At the 1, Pittman straight ahead, and I don't think he got in.
Boy, and we talk about the difference in this Kansas City Chiefs defense against the run. That was a big-time stop on the road on 3rd down. Bucs came out of the huddle quick, went on a quick snap. And look at the penetration inside by his big defensive lineman.
So that brings up 4th down and goal, and John Gruden says, we're going for it.
So what do you think, partner? I don't know if John Gruden can run it twice. I think he's going to have to go to the air. I think a little play action right here.
I see Pittman over the top. 4th down goal. Pittman. Touchdown.
Hey, you called it. And Michael Pittman, knowing that it's 4th down, got up. John Gruden showing me something, sticking with that run, because this Chiefs run defense has certainly tightened up this year. And let's watch Pittman over the top. And one heck of an effort by that Chiefs D, but you see Pittman reaching over, knowing it's 4th down. That's the time to take that gamble and put that ball out away from your body.
Michael Pittman with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. Grammatica in for the extra point. Down, up, and good. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 11 plays, 71 yards, and they are going right at the heart of the Chiefs. Up 14-7.
Yo, Cam.
The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, with an interior that's quieter than a Jaguar S-Type 3.0. It's worth a look. The off-road legend continues on-road.
So you finally broke down and got it for him?
Yep.
How did he react?
Speechless.
Sony Grand Vega HD TV and digital cable with HD. The high-def combination you've been waiting for. Now's the time. The Grand Vega HD TV, like no other. Get in the HD game with special financing from Sony and $100 in cable savings.
Meanwhile, back from vacation.
E cos'è questo?
Marcello!
Salve. Che cos'è questo?
L'ha ordinato Angelina.
Angelina! Angelina! Che cos'è questo?
È il nuovo sistema di telefoni, papà. Fanno l'inventario, i fogli presenza, possono inviare immagini, messaggi.
Tutto qua dentro.
Tutto là dentro.
E tu che ridi?
Vai.
Doing business the new fashioned way. This is the power of the network. Now.
The Emmy-winning Amazing Race is back. Now 11 new teams take off on the adventure of a lifetime.
I'm a dictator. I don't know! I'm not reading the map!
Because I'm 10 years older than Kendra, I'm ready to start a family.
I'm just not on that wavelength.
It's not how far they'll go, but what happens along the way.
I'm gonna get a divorce.
A new Amazing Race premieres CBS Tuesday, November 16th.
And watch Michael Pittman's 2nd effort, because he is initially stopped by Jerome Woods. Watch number 21 outside come in and hit the shot right there. That ball's not in. Now it's 4th down. He's in a pile of bodies. So he's not down. You see him reach that ball across the end line. One heck of an effort, because he knows it's 4th down. There's no coming up short on 4th.
Grammatica sends it away. And this ball kicked out of bounds. So the Chiefs will have it at the 40. They're trying to keep it away from Dante Hall.
Well, you keep it away and then giving him the ball at the 40. Two different deals.
Ron Winter's mic is broken right now, so we'll have to read lips. 14-7. Buccaneers with the lead, but the Chiefs have awesome field position.
the concentrated power of Nextel in a compact package. Phones start at just $79.99. Call 800-NEXTEL-9 or visit Nextel.com.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL, presents defensive lineman Brenton Buckner, who gets ready for the game with his Visa card and a lot of lip balm. In a remarkable pregame ritual, Brenton kisses his cleats once for every beloved member of his family. His son, Brandon. His mother, Thelma. His wife, Denise. Not his father-in-law, Thomas. He's a Browns fan. He's got his Visa. He's got his lip balm. He's ready.
I got a lot of names.
Visa, get ready for the game.
Can inspiration make the SUV safer? It can, with 5-star government crash test ratings, available side curtain airbags for all 3 rows, ABS, and available all-wheel drive. The best rating of any SUV tested for rollover resistance. Chrysler Pacifica. We didn't just make an SUV, we made a safety utility vehicle. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game. And by Samuel Adams. When you're ready for a distinctive brew, Samuel Adams, always a good decision.
Welcome back to Tampa. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones, Michael Pittman. His third rushing touchdown since the 2002 season. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Chiefs. They run the reverse. Johnny Morton looking for room. And Morton is knocked out of bounds at the 46. A gain of 6. So what's the book on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, we all know they started off 0-3 and it was getting pretty ugly. You know, not just on the defensive side of the ball, the offense as well. Our big tight end, Tony Gonzalez, got his 500th reception. Congratulations, TG. And then the offensive explosion started. Went back to running behind this great offensive line, getting the ball to Priest Holmes, and that's really been the difference these last couple games.
Second down and 4. Short drop, draw play, Holmes, and Priest Holmes gets inside Tampa territory. A gain of 7. Here's Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Gus, that's Carolina. Raiders with a 10-point lead. Here come the Panthers. Jake Delhomme, 1 yard. Makes it look easy. Chris Mangum all alone in the back of the end zone with the extra point. Oakland's lead is down to 3 at 10-7. 6.5 to play in the first half.
All right, so the Panthers trying to make a comeback there. First down and 10 at the 47. Holmes again following his block, gets outside and is dragged down from behind by Derek Brooks. A gain of 4.
You know, when everybody talks about the offensive line, they talk about Priest Holmes. What about Tony Richardson?
Yeah.
What a great point of attack fullback. And this young man has been spectacular. And Priest was talking to us about Tony and some of the things that he does. And he says, Tony has to think like a running back. He has to think like me and set up his positioning and his point of attack on defenders, and he said he's really done a spectacular job leading the way.
Second and 6. Here's the pitch. Holmes down the sideline, and Priest Holmes out of bounds at the 32. Simeon Rice runs him out of bounds. A gain of 11. And Priest Holmes has come up with a number of highlights this year.
Well, yes, and you know what a spectacular back. And it's funny because you think Priest Holmes, I mean, he is the most coveted player in fantasy football. He's the #1 pick no matter what because of the production. And you think this guy was told by Brian Billick in Baltimore that you're not my type of back. I mean, how lucky are the Kansas City Chiefs to be able to get Priest Holmes here a few years back?
They should send Coach Billick a bouquet of roses. Green to the sideline, incomplete. But the Ravens at that particular time wanted to establish a running game similar to some of the other teams in the league, a power running game, and Jamal Lewis was coming out of Tennessee, so they decided to draft a big, strong, powerful back like the Steelers had with Jerome Bettis, like the Bengals had with Corey Dillon. So that made Priest Holmes expendable.
You just never think of those two words together, Holmes and expendable.
Second and 10. Holmes again. And he gets to the 25. Dwight Smith with the tackle.
You know, Priest was great. We talked to him about the Baltimore situation. He said, you know, to be honest with you, I learned an awful lot there. I learned everything I needed to know from Ernest Biner. And, of course, how to be a hard-nosed guy, how to play, how to be in the right place all the time. And you know what? Priest Holmes takes shots. When he's standing up or getting that extra yards, guys are taking shots at him. And he told us it takes him 4 or 5 days to feel better. And I said, well, how do you feel? And he goes, I don't know. Ask me 2 hours before game time tomorrow.
After I see the doctor.
That's right.
3rd down and 4 at the 26. Green looking underneath. Johnny Morton with the catch. Picks up a couple of yards after the catch. 9-yard gain. Rondé Barber brings him down.
And Gus, you got to watch what Tony Gonzalez does. He just gets down the field right here, takes the coverage downfield. You see everybody dropping deep, watching the big tight end. There's 3 guys back there, and then that allows for the underneath route. And Trent Green does a great job of looking off the defenders. Johnny Morton's sneaking underneath.
There's Tony Gonzalez, Pro Bowl tight end, 1st down and 10 at the 18. Play fake, Green looking, and he's hit as he throws. What a catch by Gonzalez, who gets out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Wow. Will Allen gets him a 14-yard gain, but watch Gonzalez extend for the football.
You know, and that's one of the things that these Chiefs receivers have done the last couple weeks. They've gotten up, and you see Tony Gonzalez do a great job setting up his man and bouncing back outside. And you cannot cover Tony Gonzalez with a linebacker. And nothing against Ian Gold, but one-on-one with a linebacker. And look at the shot that Trent Green takes.
First catch for Gonzalez. 1st down and goal at the 4. Holmes. And he tiptoes to the 2-yard line. Derek Brooks with the tackle, along with Quarles.
You know, Gus, other than that strip of Eddie Kennison, this Tampa Bay defense hasn't really stopped the Kansas City offense. And, you know, Kansas City has been spectacular in the red zone this year. 29 possessions, 22 touchdowns. It's unbelievable, really, that they're 3 and 4 at this point in the season.
2nd and goal at the 2. Priest Holmes, touchdown KC. Just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. The 80th career rushing touchdown for Priest Holmes. And the Chiefs are ready to tie this game up at 14.
Yeah, Gus, you know what? You just don't see that. In all the years that I've watched this Tampa Bay defense, you don't see a running back just waltz through. And watch, there's Richardson. You see the offensive lineman clearing the way, and there's nobody there. And that just doesn't happen to the Tampa defense. And Gus, one of the guys that's really making a play down there, Jason Dunn, the 2nd tight end for the Chiefs. Maybe the best blocking tight end in the league.
Extra point is good. 9:05 to go in the 2nd quarter. Priest Holmes and the Chiefs answer. We're tied at 14.
Drinks before lunch?
Water's fine for me.
Water for me too, but with lemon, please.
I'll have a Sam Adams, please.
Make that 2 Sam Adams.
I'll have a Sam also. Me 4.
Nice. Never miss an opportunity to enjoy a tasty Samuel Adams lager, especially when it's on someone else's tab. Samuel Adams, always a good decision.
See what it's like to fly. Get a wireless laptop with technology designed for mobile performance. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
I didn't touch it, no. Hey, honey, what are you doing here?
Jill called.
Who's watching the kids?
They're at my mom's.
Okay.
Everyone could
Use More Fridays. Our signature Jack Grill is back with our new hand-cut flat iron steak starting at just $10.99 and our new Jack Grill Burger, only at Fridays.
Introducing the Extra Points credit card from the National Football League. Log on to NFL.com/extrapoints today and start living your NFL dreams.
Two SEC powerhouses collide. 5th-ranked Georgia battles 3rd-ranked Auburn. A fall classic next Saturday on CBS.
Priest Holmes comes up with his 14th rushing touchdown of the season, his 8th rushing touchdown in the last 3 games as the Chiefs get on the board, and we're now tied at 14 apiece with 9:05 to go in the second quarter.
And how about 9:05 in the second quarter and no punt? Now the Chiefs, they might have heard that before. Clearly in Tampa, that hasn't happened.
This one coming right into your living room, folks. Tynes sends it away. Torrey Cox is back deep. Torrey Cox starts inside his own 10. And Cox gets up to the 30-yard line, a 21-yard return. Tackle on special teams made by Fred Jones. 14 apiece. The Priest is relaxing for now.
Can inspiration replace the typical small car with something that lives a little larger? More space. More function. More sizzle. America's best small car alternative just got a little better. The Chrysler PT Cruiser. Now starting at just $13,995. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
Your UBS financial advisor can work with nearly 66,000 people in 50 countries. He can work with all the resources of one of the world's largest wealth management firms. But to understand what you need, he will always work right next to you. Could this be the most powerful two-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
Monday, when Bill has a health scare.
The way he eats, he's more pizza than husband.
His wife feeds him some tough love.
You're full of baloney, and I mean that literally.
Still standing. Then Doug Flutie fills in for Tony on his show.
Aren't you afraid that your replacement will be better than you?
Not until now. Listen up. Next, when these two sisters battle, no one is safe. Cameron Manheim guest stars.
Have one of these? Eat it. Drop it.
2.5 Men at a special time. All new comedy, CBS Monday, and Dave's got Tom Hanks on a new late show.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by UBS, a global financial firm with the heart and soul of a two-person organization. You and us. And by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
Coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report. What a game here in Tampa. 14 apiece. Buccaneers with the ball at their own 30. Play action. Greasy looking. That one is incomplete. Intended for the fullback, Jameel Cook. Cook getting the start today in place of Greg Comella. And unfortunately for the Buccaneers, one of their leaders on the offensive line, John Wade, who went out in the first quarter with the knee injury, is done for the day.
And there's Sean Mahan as replacement, Gus. And one of the things that we haven't seen a lot from the Chiefs is pressure on the quarterback. Look for more blitzing from here on out, maybe inside, right over those A-gaps where Sean Mahan, the backup center, has been playing.
Second down and 10 at the 30. Here comes a blitz. Picked up. Ball thrown. Incomplete. Nice defense on the play. Clayton, the intended receiver. Julian Battle is there.
And Gus, one of the guys we got to keep an eye on today is Michael Clayton. And you talk about making an impact as a rookie. This guy's come in. Jervicius was hurt. Joey Galloway was hurt. And the Bucs have been riding the spectacular exploits of this young man, the rookie wide receiver. We've seen him all over the field, making blocks, going after defensive linemen, making big catches.
Greasy in trouble, and he throws it away. And that was Jared Allen chasing down Brian Greasy.
Boy, and Jared Allen just coming up right up the gut. And there he is, 69, getting inside. You see Sean Mahan just a little late getting over there. And we talked about the Chiefs, if they're going to put pressure on Greasy, maybe they're going to try that middle of the defense.
And the Buccaneers will be called for intentional grounding. Jared Allen not starting today, but playing primarily on third downs. He has 4 sacks this season. That leads the Kansas City Chiefs. There's Jared.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 8. Penalized at the spot of the foul and a loss of down. Makes it 4th down.
So that forces John Gruden and the Buccaneers to punt for the first time today. This is actually the first punt of the game. Josh Bidwell back deep, and Dante Hall hovers around midfield.
And Gus, you saw the adjustment from the Kansas City Chiefs defense. They've been blitzing a lot more this year. Didn't come into the game today starting with the blitz, but that's been their adjustment those last 2 plays, getting pressure on Greasy, and so far pretty successful.
Dante Hall has only returned 8 punts this year. He has 9 fair catches. Bidwell, wobbly kick. Hall from the 39 with the wedge, cuts it back, tippy-toe, down inside the 35. A 41-yard punt and a 29-yard return. Dave Moore gets him.
When Dave Moore saves a touchdown, because Dante Hall was gone. You see him looking for his blockers. Does a nice job of getting outside. Now watch him sit here and wait for his blockers to come back. He comes back inside and almost breaks it down the sideline. It was off to the races time for Dante Hall. Still big return, big momentum shift for this Kansas City Chief offense.
Kansas City starting at the Tampa 32. Tony Gonzalez lines up in the backfield. Now an empty set. Green over the middle, finds the big tight end at the 20-yard line. A gain of 13. And he says, throw it a little higher, Trent. Monday on CBS, brace yourself. A 30-foot tidal wave is headed straight for Miami. It's an episode so big, it can't fit into just 1 hour. Don't miss a 90-minute CSI Miami at a special time Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. First down and 10 at the 19. Larry Johnson checks into the backfield for Kansas City. Here's Johnson, stood up and goes down. No gain on the play.
Larry Johnson, the ball carrier.
And Gus, you saw that last graphic with Tampa Bay with only 10 rushing yards and Chiefs being able to pound out yards, but John Gruden feels like he's going to attack that weakness of the Kansas City defense, and that's the secondary. And up until that last punt, they've been doing a pretty good job of it.
Second down, 10 at the 19. Green to the sideline. Gonzalez squares up and goes out of bounds at the 14. A gain of 5 for Tony Gonzalez.
And you see the big tight end just sneaking out into a drag route outside, and Rodney Barber actually does a good job dropping off into the zone, but still keeping an eye on Tony Gonzalez and just getting up there and making the tackle, get him out of bounds. Use that sideline as an extra man, just pound him out. You don't want to let him cut back into the inside the field because he's a horse to try to bring down.
Third down, 4 at the 13. Johnson, the single setback, play fake. Green looking, incomplete. So the Tampa defense holds, and they have to consider this a win if they can hold Kansas City to a field goal.
Absolutely, especially after that Dante Hall return, put him in prime position. And we're starting to see these defenses adjust to the early success of both offenses. And that's what makes this game of football so spectacular. And it's great to see coaches that know how to adjust on the run, because some of them we see don't.
Lawrence Tynes will attempt one from 31 yards away. Down, up, and good. 6:25 to go in the first half. The Chiefs take a 17-14 lead.
Tornadoes in Las Vegas having a hurricane force winds in the Gulf.
Two big beasts marching to the same drum. Hang on, we're gonna get some help. See one come right up my tail. I gotta go.
We're talking about lives at stake.
I can't see anything.
3 million people about to get clobbered. Now we got no way to warn them.
What do we ever do, Mother Nature?
Get ready for the biggest reunion in television history.
Welcome back to South Fork.
Join Larry Hagman, Linda Gray, Patrick Duffy, and Victoria Principal.
That's right.
With new secrets,
There's something you don't know.
never before seen footage, outrageous bloopers, and a surprise you'll never forget.
I think I can appreciate that.
It's the television event of the season.
Here's the Dallas.
A Dallas reunion special, CBS tonight.
17-14, Kansas City takes the lead with a 31-yard field goal from Lawrence Tynes. They've scored on 3 of 4 drives today.
Because I think we might see a little bit more Michael Pittman on the ground in this series. Clearly, for that play action to work and to get some of those Chiefs defenders out of position, you got to at least make some type of concerted effort to run the ball. And so I think we might see the Bucs go back to that, because right now Kansas City's defense is completely thinking pass first.
Look at the scoreboard. Pittsburgh all over Philadelphia in the first half. Cox starts from the 5. Cox with running room. And he goes down at the 32, maybe the 33. 28-yard return. Fred Jones again on special teams. All right, a look at the NFC South standings. Tampa feels that they're still in it, especially with the win today.
Yeah, and this is the biggest thing. Everybody's only played one division game. They're 1-0 in the division. And so got a lot of things to stretch down the line. Clearly Atlanta is out in front, that's 6-2, but there's some people that feel that they're a little bit of a myth. And you know what? That's why they play the game.
They're at Atlanta next week, then games against San Francisco and at Carolina. Greasy stumbling as he hands it off to Pittman, who is just drilled on the play. Terrific looking tackle by Vonnie Holliday, a loss of 1. And the quarterback carousel this year for the Buccaneers, John Gruden having a hard time making up his mind.
Yeah, and you know, Brian Greasy's actually come back, and you look at that 104.9 rating and the fact that Joe Jurevicius is getting back, Joey Galloway's getting back, and what an unbelievable receiver they have in Michael Clayton. This just seems like this offense is starting to click. Guys are starting to figure out, and the offensive line has been playing a lot better the last 2 or 3 weeks.
2nd and 11 at the 32. Greasy over the middle. Clayton with the catch, and he gets to the 41-yard line. William Barty with the tackle, a gain of 9.
And Gus, a little audible outside. Watch Brian Greasy just touch his helmet. There you go, right on the top. He said, I'm going a quick route. Michael Clayton, be ready. Got the blitz coming. See that? 3-step bang.
John Gruden told us that Brian Greasy has such a great understanding of the game. He almost has a photographic memory, and he does things that fans don't understand, even players don't understand, but coaches pick up, and they love him for it. Stumbling, Greasy stepping up, almost tripped. Greasy running, and Greasy close to the first down.
Boy, it seems like he's going to be about, gosh, a football short, at least it looks like from up here, and you see Brian Greasy stumbling, going back. Nice job. He's actually a lot more mobile than people realize. He's got a little bit more speed and toughness, and you see him going forward right there. I wonder where that ball was marked, right around here. That looks like a perfect marking, which is going to end up, well, I don't know.
Brian Greasy went to the Pro Bowl in 2000, led the NFL in passer rating with a 102.9 and posted the 2nd best touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history, 19 TDs, 4 interceptions, and that is a first down.
Wow, just got it.
So Brian Griese is traveled around a bit. Denver, where he was a star, then to Miami, and now Tampa. And the great thing about John Gruden is Griese has gone through some personal problems as well as professional problems. He's dusted this kid off and got his confidence up again.
Well, it certainly has been the case here in Tampa.
The pitch by Griese looking for the home run. Clayton is there! Holy mackerel! What a catch at the 11th!
Boy, and I'd imagine that there was some type of interference on the Kansas City defense. Michael Clayton quadruple covered. Wait till you see this one. 4 guys chasing him down the field and still came up with a spectacular grab.
And what a throw by Brian Griese.
And how can this guy be a rookie?
Holding. Defense number 21. Penalties decline. Play results in the first down.
What a catch. This guy's not a rookie. He's quadruple covered. There's 3. There comes a 4th. Look at there. It looks like a track meet. It looks like a track meet.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what, Gus? And I don't know that he hung on to that. It might have hit the ground first. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's an incomplete pass. What an effort, and that's going to be, I'll bet they challenge that on the Chiefs sideline because the holding penalty certainly isn't a 60-yard penalty. What a heck of an effort. I thought he had it initially. Even Tony Gonzalez doesn't get quadruple covered.
Kansas City has challenged a ruling on the field that the pass is complete.
So they will challenge this play. 17-14 Chiefs. Michael Clayton.
And boy, you know, they could have called pass interference because you saw his left shoulder pad get grabbed before he started to lay out, but the officials had already called holding. And you see that he's getting grabbed and molested even before what looked like a catch, and it wasn't. So the Chiefs are going to get a huge break, Gus, because that ball's on the ground right there, and he slides around and cradles it pretty nicely. Now, the call on the field was catch, but remember, irrefutable evidence overturns it, and that's irrefutable right there. So you're just going to have the holding penalty.
But what a throw.
What a throw is right.
By Brian Griese. He put that in a shoebox.
He certainly did. Boy, and the fact that they called holding, Gus, that means the ball wasn't in the air yet. So it's just going to be 5 yards and automatic first down for the Bucs. So that's going to come way back.
Dick Vermeil confident about this challenge. Ball clearly hitting the ground. And
boy, but what an effort by the Rook. And like I said, he just doesn't play like a rookie. And, you know, I know that there's been a lot of talk here about Tim Brown coming to Tampa, but what a great asset to have Tim Brown in your ear, working with you, coaching you, telling you how to be a professional. Michael Clayton, man.
And as Brian Griese told us, of all the teams that Michael Clayton could have gone to in the NFL draft, this offense is the most difficult for him to learn, especially as a rookie. John Gruden's offense is not simple at all. And he has really done a terrific job of grasping it.
Now, you know, we're kind of taking a long time to figure out that ball hit the ground.
So let's take a look at the penalty toward the bottom of the screen.
And here's the grab right there. You see the hand checking. You can't touch the 5-yard rule this year. The area, the point of ref, that they're going to actually be calling.
After reviewing the play, The receiver did not maintain control of the ball throughout the process of completing the catch. The ball hit the ground and was loose in his hands. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass.
And that is a good call. Let's take another look at it.
No, they forgot to announce the penalty. Now, I still think there's pass interference right there. They're grabbing him. They're grabbing his arm. They're grabbing his shoulder. That can throw you off. You can't touch a receiver. So the Chiefs got away with one. They got the 5-yarder, but they missed the PI down the field. And that's a big break. Still, spectacular play, and we've seen a couple spectacular plays out of this young man today already.
Clayton with 2 catches for 65 yards.
So all that for 5 yards and a first down.
Yeah. 4:18 to go in the second quarter. First down and 10 at the 48. Juravicius in motion. Juravicius with the catch. And Juravicius gets to the 37. First down. Eric Warfield brings him down after a 15-yard reception, his 3rd of the year.
Now, you know Joe Juravicius is famous for that first down side. That was smooth, though. You see how he just flung that one out there? Boom! First down.
Juravicius has battled knee and back injuries that have forced him to miss 17 games between last year and this year.
Now, you watch him get back in the flow of things, and you get Joey Galloway back, and this is going to be a completely different offense.
First and 10. Dilger in motion. Here come the Chiefs. Greasy down the field. Galloway, oh! Flag on the play. But Joey Galloway, alligator arm that football.
And we might have a roughing the passer. I saw Greasy down. Chiefs getting a lot of pressure once again from Jared Allen. And Joey Galloway, that's what happens when you're out of the flow for a while.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 69. 15-yard penalty. And a first down.
Jared Allen.
And you know, we got to know when that ball's away, you got to let up. And there it is, and the drive down into the ground. And Joey Galloway just trying to get back in the flow of things. I don't know. You said he alligator arm, right? Man, you better be sure when you say that about a guy. You better be sure. I don't want to have to hold Joey off you.
Well, you know what?
Down the road.
As they say.
I know you've been lifting. Watch out there, boy.
The eye in the sky don't lie. Here's Pittman. And Pittman picks up one, baby. Allen with the tackle. Tonight on 60 Minutes, who's the big credit card company's worst nightmare? A man who wants to save you money. How? Watch 60 Minutes tonight. And they are waiting to tee this bad boy up.
It scared you the first time.
Yeah, it got me rattled when I heard it for the first time today during rehearsal.
You know, I hate when you try to jump in my arms.
Wow.
Jeez. I have to protect you from Joey Galloway after the game.
You know what, Joey? He's a rich man. I'd love him to beat me up. I'd get a new pool.
Yeah, but, you know, that's part of the deal.
Now today, the MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 is navigating the skies above Tampa to provide aerial coverage of today's game. The MetLife blimp is capable of reaching a maximum speed of 55 miles per hour and an altitude of 7,000 feet. Look to the skies for the MetLife blimps at future events throughout the year. Take a look at young Michael Clayton, Brian Greasy. Don't forget, coming up next, Tom Brady and the Patriots try to bounce back against Marshall Faulk, and the Rams or the Texans take on the Broncos. Check your local listings.
Because we saw Tampa's offense have a lot of success with that bootleg here in the first quarter. They haven't come back to it the last couple of series. This could be a good time and a good spot for it.
Second down and 10 at the 22. Greasy under pressure, throwing on the run, incomplete. Bucks want a flag on the play. Jerome Woods
and the official
throwing a block on Cook.
Yeah, and the official had to determine that that was uncatchable because that was such blatant pass interference that nobody could miss that. And you see the pressure from the Chiefs blitz. And yeah, that ball was nowhere near the receiver. And Brian Griese was just throwing that away. But still, you got to be careful as a defender to not get that cheap pass interference call.
3rd down 10 at the 22. Bucs need to go to the 12 for 1st down. Griese with time over the middle. And this time, Joey catches it. Joey Galloway with the grab inside the 5.
That's right. He said, take that, Gus Johnson.
A 19-yard gain.
Hey, throw it away. When you got man coverage, throw it to the open spot. Let your receiver run under it. That's exactly what Brian Griese does. And how impressive has Brian Griese been? Pressure, just throw it away. You see him throwing it, and Joey laying out. No alligator arms, Gus. What a catch. He's back into the flow.
Brian Griese, though, has been sensational. His precision, accuracy, second to none. 11 of 17, 192 yards, and the Bucs are knocking on the door.
You have reached the county clerk. For a business license, please press 1 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. Please hold. Ingrid, the queen of hearts. Knowing it ain't really smart.
Sometimes a small business owner needs to talk to a real person. The City Business Card, with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's a card you can count on.
What's the hot new thing in activewear? The Ultra Strength Bengay Pain Relieving Patch. Everyone's wearing it to get powerful deep heating relief, and it lasts up to 8 hours. Try the new Ultra Strength Bengay Pain Relieving Patch. It's what's hot in pain relief.
Can inspiration make the town and country even more amazing? Yes. Will it let you travel in luxury and style? Sure. Can it find a place for everything and put everything in its place? As the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. Of course. The amazing new Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,275. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
To prove Aspen Edge has more taste than Michelob Ultra, we asked beer drinkers for their thoughts. Okay, guys, take a small sip and... sir, you want to bring that glass back, sir?
Beer drinkers agree. Aspen Edge has more taste than Michelob Ultra.
CBS Tuesday, it's country music's biggest night. Join superstars Tim McGraw, Gretchen Wilson, Toby Keith, Big and Rich, Kenny Chesney.
Yours truly, Brooks and Dunn, and Shania Twain.
And that's just the first hour. The Country Music Association Awards, live Tuesday, only on CBS.
John Gruden, 2-0 all-time versus Dick Vermeil, dating back to his days with the Oakland Raiders. Gruden and the Buccaneers faced with a 1st and goal at the 3. A quick stride, touchdown! Wow! Dilger all alone. The tight end lining up as a wide receiver.
And Gus, that was clearly something that the Tampa Bay Bucs picked up on film out of the formation that they ran. And when the man went in motion, the safeties kicked down, and we had one guy trying to cover 2. And what a toss by Brian Griese, throwing it over the outstretched arms of Eric Warfield.
And that is the 3rd red zone touchdown of the day for the Buccaneers coming into this game. And this is a very telling statistic. The Buccaneers only had 6 red zone touchdowns the entire year.
And let's watch what happens. Brian Griese just throwing it out up over the top of Warfield. And you see Warfield had kicked back down inside. That motion, the set, and you see him late. He was on the inside receiver and had to get out wide. And that's something that the Bucs picked up on film. Brian Griese making a heck of a toss. And that was close. And you see, let's see if this was actually something at the snap of the ball. There's look at that. There's the finger wave. And you see Warfield knows to get out there. He waits till the ball snap. When you see a guy uncovered outside like that, you got to go. And Warfield's had a much better year. He's coming along as a defensive back, but there's a guy, you either got to call timeout or get your tail out there. He saw him. You can see us put his hand up. Just too late reacting.
John Gruden takes a look at some of the photographs. Warfield not happy with the play. Well, Coach Gruden was so positive when we met with him on Friday. What a great leader, a young leader. He makes you want to get out there and strap on a helmet because every day, according to Coach Gruden, is a good day.
The players love playing for John Gruden.
Great motivator.
Absolutely.
Buck send it away. Dante Hall, he could change the game in a moment from the 5. Dante breaks it loose. Still on his feet, and he gets out of bounds at the 35. 28-yard return. Will Allen pushes him out of bounds. So let's take a look at the Buck scrapbook.
Well, that 0-4 start was tough, but when you got good leadership at the head coaching position, you can always bounce back. And Chris Sims, Phil's son, who's much better looking than Phil, got a chance to get in there and play, but got injured, and then Brian Greasy stepped in, and this is a different Brian Greasy. This is a Brian Greasy that has some composure, some maturity. You see the Bucks won 2 of the last 3. He's been accurate. He's been tough. He's been engaged. I think that's one of the things, one of the knocks on him in the past. He's been a little bit disengaged in the locker room.
Green to the sideline, caught at midfield by Johnny Morton. Clock keeps running as the Chiefs hurry up to the line of scrimmage. A minute 28 remaining in the first half. Plenty of time for this Kansas City offense. Green again. Gonzalez with the catch at the 45. Coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Don't forget to join Greg Dan Shannon and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Green fumbling the ball. Steps up in the pocket, wants to run, and goes down at the 40. Dwayne White with the tackle after a 5-yard pickup. First down, Kansas City.
Boy, and that actually dropping the ball by Trent Green actually helped him. The rushers got beyond him, and he stepped up into the pocket and knew where that first down marker was and got up in there, got the first down, called timeout. Tampa was coming with the blitz, and they went right by him. So you see that ball on the ground, and here we got the players getting beyond him, and there's the pocket. And dropping the ball is actually a break for the Chiefs, and you see Trent Green and the great effort that he has here at the end of the play. And Tampa, Gus went out of their Tampa 2 right there, and we talked about the Tampa 2 at the start of the show, but they're much more than just that 2-deep zone. They've been blitzing, changing it up, playing some man.
Both teams over 200 total yards already.
Look at that. And everybody thought Tampa Bay had to come out and control the clock and run the ball, but we said at the top of the show, hey, if you're going to go after the Chiefs, you've got to find where they're weakest, and John Gruden believes that that's their secondary, which is a lot of people think the same thing, and they've attacked it.
First down and 10, KC at the 40. They send 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Green to the near side. Johnny Morton with the catch, out of bounds at the 25. Flag on the play. Looks like this may go against Tampa after a 15-yard pickup by Morton, who's had quietly a really solid first half.
Offside. Defense in the neutral zone for snap. Penalties declined. The play results in a first down.
Maybe Greg Spires.
Because that's the way, that's how you attack this Tampa 2 that they're playing right now. You get beyond the corners and before the safeties, or you use that middle of the field.
First and 10. Green out of the shotgun. Finds Priest Holmes out of the backfield, and he's out of bounds at the 24. Dwight Smith ushering him out of bounds after a 1-yard gain. And this game, Brent, is turning out to be one of those games that might find the team with the ball at the end as the team that could win it.
Yeah, that's not a bad one to be able to sit here and broadcast. And not a lot of people would have thought the Bucs could do that, but they are saying we're going to the air today, much like the Chiefs have been against this Bucs defense.
2nd and 9. Green down the seam. Gonzalez in traffic. What a catch! Tony Gonzalez, touchdown Kansas City.
I'll tell you, Tony Gonzalez had some fire in him, Gus, and he was mixing it up after that last play with Greg Spires. And he splits the seam, and we talked about where do you attack this, outside or right down the middle. There it is. As a linebacker, you got to get a deeper drop against Tony Gonzalez. You cannot let him split the seam on you. The Bucs know that. That's exactly what the defense is designed to do. Shelton Quarles, you got to get a drop.
Extra point up and good. Gonzalez, 5 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown.
I'll tell you, you don't want to get the big tight end fired up. Greg Spires had hit him last play, and they were mixing it up on the field, and Tony Gonzalez went back to the huddle, and he probably said, hey, Trent, throw me the ball. And he was fired up and got right down that seam.
Tonight on CBS, the cast of Dallas is back in the biggest reunion special in TV history. Join Larry Hagman, Linda Gray, Patrick Duffy, and Victoria Principal for the Dallas Reunion Special tonight at 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Wow, the Dallas reunion is going to come back.
Choked up a little bit, yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. You think I was going to let that one go?
Yeah, right.
No way.
Okay, that's all right. Turnabout is fair play.
Hey, I'm fired up. We had a tight end catch the ball down the seam on 2 deep. Now the classic Tampa 2, Gus, that everybody talks about, Tampa 2 is that the difference between that and a regular 2 is those linebackers turn and run at the snap of the ball down the field. So you can't get the tight end ahead of you like we just saw. Shelton Quarles leveled off. You can't do that against Tony Gonzalez. Those safeties aren't quick enough to get back inside. Heck of a throw by Trent Green. And what a grab. The big tight end going up. You see Shelton Quarles leveling off. Usually he's ahead of Tony Gonzalez. But you see the big man go up and get the ball, and the receivers for Trent Green have gone after. You see he's fired up. He's going for the spike. He's still mad about the Greg Spires incident.
Easy slam for Gonzalez. Trent Green is 17 of 20 for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns. This one kicked on a line, picked up at the 30-yard line. And the Buccaneers get it all the way up to midfield. Greg Camella with 27 seconds left.
Oh, a heads-up play by Greg Camella. The fullback able to grab that on the line drive and get it upfield.
Saturday, the Home Depot SEC on CBS rocks when David Green and the Bulldogs try to stay on top as they tangle with Cadillac Williams and the SEC West champion Auburn Tigers. Let's take a look at the standings in the SEC East and West. Georgia, Auburn. Auburn perfect, 6-0, 9-0 overall in the conference. First down and 10 at midfield. Greasy with time to work. This ball thrown underneath. Juravicius with the catch at the 45. Tampa has 2 timeouts left as Juravicius picks up 5. And a timeout called by the Buccaneers.
And the Bucs, Gus, clearly trying to get into field goal position. They'd probably like to at least get down inside the 30-yard line, but probably only need, gosh, another 10 or 12 yards to legitimately have a field goal attempt by Martin Gramatica.
Martin Gramatica, his career long is 55 yards back in 2000 versus Detroit. Way back in college, he had a 65-yard field goal versus Northern Illinois. There's Martin, a native of Argentina. He's 11 of 15 this season. His brother Bill just got picked up by the Dolphins. And he's got a younger brother that's kicking in South Florida. 2nd and 5 at the 45. Greasy down the middle. Clayton with the catch, and they're in field goal range. With 13 seconds left, 18-yard pickup. Brian Greasy looks like a Pro Bowler today. Wow, does he look good.
Boy, both these quarterbacks, Gus, have just been slinging it all day. Great accuracy, and once again going to the rook in crunch time. And I'm just blown away by seeing Michael Clayton.
Country music's biggest night is coming to CBS. Join superstars Tim McGraw, Gretchen Wilson, Faith Hill, Rascal Flatts, Shania Twain, and more. Brooks and Dunn host the Country Music Awards, live Tuesday at 8/7 Central on CBS. So Martin Gramatica is on the field. You don't want to take one more shot?
Well, you know, maybe you do, but you clearly can't afford two things. You can't afford a sack with no timeouts, and you can't afford an intentional grounding. That will kill you. And the Chiefs have shown a propensity to blitz in these tough situations. And so I think the smart move right now, without any timeouts, is to go ahead and kick this field goal.
So this field goal will be from 46 yards out. He's 1 of 4 from 40 to 49 yards out this year. He gets it down, up, I don't know. No good. Gramatica 1 of 5 between 40 and 49 yards.
When I think he just hooked it a little bit, you see that foot just come around a little bit. Got a little too much around side of the ball. And he is a little bit of a sidewinder. Sometimes if you're going to miss as a sidewinder, that's where you're going to miss. Pulling it left.
Dick Vermeil will take it. So the Chiefs will head into the locker room with a 24-21 lead. What a first half. Fireworks all over the field on a sunny day in Tampa. Trent Green and the Chiefs lead it 24-21. We'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the National Football League on CBS Sports.
CBS Tonight. Did a 7th grade sleepover turn deadly?
It was the house. It's an evil house.
A new cold case. Then, get ready for the Dallas Reunion Special.
Welcome back to South Fork.
Join Larry Hagman, Linda Gray, Patrick Duffy, and Victoria Principal with new secrets.
There's something you don't know.
Never before seen footage and an unforgettable surprise. It's television's biggest reunion, a Dallas Reunion Special after a new cold case. CBS Tonight.
Get ready for the start of the new Amazing Race. Premiere CBS Tuesday, November 16th.
There's a spirit going around here that we all share.
A strong family creates a sense of belonging. So does a strong community. Celebrate the spirit of your hometown. Shop and invest locally whenever you can. Get involved in community service. Manufacturers Bank and Trust. Forest City, Crystal Lake, Clear Lake, and Lake Mills. Member FDIC.
Celebrate the spirit of life.
Call Royalty Home Improvements today for your replacement windows, roofing, and vinyl siding. Royalty Home Improvements is proud to offer 25-foot long siding panels from Royal Building Products to make your home nearly seamless. Save money and beat the high cost of heating bills with simple upgrades to your home. We can help you save money with replacement windows, quality siding, and roof replacement. For professional installation of your home improvement needs, call 641-424-8640 today.
Royalty Home Improvements, where the customer is king.
On the next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Look at all this stuff. There's a clock radio, a DVD player, a microwave oven, another microwave oven.
Ray is trying to bring Frank and Marie into the 21st century.
Dad, you want a pot roast? You can have it in 15 minutes with this. I can get it in 10 with this. Automatic garage door opener. You don't got to break your back lifting the door.
Don't miss the laughs on the next Everybody Loves
Sunday
Raymond.
at 10:35 on KIMT News Channel 3. Watch KIMT News Channel 3 Weekend Edition.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our New York studios, the Nextel Halftime Report. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason. Our score at the break, the Chiefs leading it by 3, 24-21. Shannon's got the highlights.
Yeah, and Kansas City gets out the gate real early. 25-yard touchdown throwing catch, Trent Green to Johnny Morton. 7-0 early. slide to the fullback, Jamil Cook. Brian Griese finds him wide open. 8-yard touchdown is now 7-7. 3rd and 12 from the 30. Trent Green on the dagger route to Eddie Kennison. The one drawback of becoming old in the NFL, you lose speed. Dwight Smith strips him of the football. It goes in the end zone. Brian Kelly, are you going to down it? Nope. I'm going to come out with it the other way. And here he goes. 10, 15. Is he going to go all the way? No. He's down at the 29-yard line. 2nd down, and here he is. The best tight end in football, Tony Gonzalez. Great leaping catch. Dunk it! 24-21 at the half.
3-point lead for the Kansas City Chiefs. Some numbers for you to chew on. Tampa Bay allows 266 yards a game total. Kansas City's got 276 in the first half. Brian Griese versus Trent Green. Green and the Chiefs by 3 at the break. 10-10 tie. They went to half in Ralph Wilson Stadium, Boomer.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be close. We knew that the Buffalo defense was going to make some plays. London Fletcher right here forces the fumble. Terrence McGee picks it up. He's going to run it back 38 yards, give Buffalo great field position. Now, on the next play, Willis McGahee is going to start inside and show you some great speed as he bounces it outside as the Jet defense gets sucked inside. And this is a touchdown run right here. 7-0 Buffalo at this point. Buffalo's defense still coming on Chad Pennington. He gets harassed right here into this incompletion. And on the next play, the wind is blowing as well. This ball gets away from Pennington as he tries to hit McCarron's, but then comes back later on, hits McCarron's for a touchdown pass. Buffalo kicks a field goal at the end of the first half. It is now 10-10, blustery conditions, wind blowing, quarterback struggling, but the running backs are playing well.
Not at all like they were a week ago when the Jets blew out Miami and the Bills blew out the Cardinals. It's a tight 10-10 tie as they've gotten underway in the second half. Dan, Oakland at Carolina.
And the Oakland Raiders are looking for something positive. They go to the special teams. Nnamdi Asomugha comes up with a block punt, which sets up Tyrone Wheatley right here. 4th and 1, inside the 1. Gets in for the touchdown, puts them up 10-0. Delhomme back to pass, little play action pass, deep slant to Kerry Colbert, 22 yards, puts them down inside the 1-yard line. Another play action pass, he finds Chris Mangum for a touchdown, wide open in the back of the end zone. Oakland Raiders come back, Tyrone Wheatley gets it in from the 1. They're up 17-7. And then Delhomme back to pass, scrambling to his right. Brad Hoover, nice pass. He finds Brad Hoover, gets in for the score.
So the Oakland Raiders trying to snap that 13-game road losing streak. Panthers won't go away. 7 minutes to play in the third. It's a 3-point lead for Kerry Collins and the Raiders. Collins with 145 yards. No touchdowns on the board. Delhomme, however, has just thrown his second. And so it's now a 3-point lead for the Raiders. The Eagles and the Steelers. 4 minutes to play in the third, and the Steelers, no mercy on the Eagles at this point, 21-3. Terrell Owens finished the first half just 3 catches for 11 yards and had a little confrontation with McNabb on the sideline. We'll see if the second half brings any different results. Roethlisberger, steady, 9 of 14, 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Steelers lead at 21-3. Dallas at Cincinnati. The Bengals now with a 16-3 lead on the Dallas Cowboys. Cincinnati with 89 total yards in the first half, but have gotten it up now to 178 in the second. 16-3, Bengals in the lead.
Wow.
In Detroit, the Lions have never beaten a team coached by Joe Gibbs, and they are tied at halftime with the Redskins, a field goal apiece at 3-3. Arizona is at Miami, and the Miami Dolphins with a 12-3 lead on the Cardinals, who themselves have lost 17 straight on the road. They're not getting it done in Miami today so far. Coming up on 10 minutes to play in the third quarter, it's the Dolphins 12-3. A reminder, it's a doubleheader day here on CBS. Coming up in our second games, you'll see the New England Patriots take on the St. Louis Rams or the Houston Texans against the Denver Broncos, and the word out of St. Louis is that Corey Dillon will start at running back for the New England Patriots. Thanks for watching the Nextel Halftime Report. We'll get you back to Tampa for the second half of your game after this.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
Hey, Doug Flutie is guesting on our show. Listen up. Hey, come on, throw me one. Come on.
Leave the man alone.
One pass. Go ahead. Go long.
Thought we'd never get rid of him.
Listen up. CBS Monday. Wednesday, conduct Survive Overeaters Anonymous.
Every single time you fall off the wagon, and then you eat the wagon.
The King of Queens. Then running a security company can be risky business.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
Oh, it could have been a lot worse. You could have been at the door, and I could have been in the stocking.
Mary Lou Henner on a new Center of the Universe after a new King of Queens. CBS Wednesday.
want to say this, that all of the display and all of the noise and all of the glamour and all of the color and all of the excitement, these are the things that really linger only in the memory. But the spirit, the will to excel, the will to win, these are the things that endure.
Earlier on the NFL Today.
My MVP is Donovan McNabb.
T.O. Peyton Manning putting up numbers like nobody else before.
Yeah. The problem the Broncos are having is Jake Plummer. He's turning the football over entirely too much.
We've grown up now. We're not a secret anymore.
You don't think this is an expansion team anymore?
No, no more.
T.O., why are you mocking Ray Lewis?
Because T.O. can.
Holy Edward R. Marino. The NFL Today, Sundays at noon. CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Sponsored by Nextel Nationwide Walkie-Talkie.
Chiefs up 24-21. We'll return to Raymond James Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Category 6, Day of Destruction. Next Sunday on CBS.
I'm a Ford truck man. It's the biggest truck event of the year. It's Ford's Big Throwdown. Ready for a throwdown? Where you can save big on America's #1 selling trucks. Now get great throwdown savings like $4,500 cash back on the award-winning F-150. You can rely on this truck. Or get over $5,600 in total savings on Ranger. And check out the bigger, bolder, tougher than ever next Ford Super Duty. Get to Ford's Big Throwdown today.
Ask the experts. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
So you finally got that pickup truck. Too bad you didn't buy a Line-X spray-on bed liner. Line-X's non-slip surface permanently seals out rust and corrosion.
Beautiful. Looks like you fellas need some help.
Line-X.
Line-X spray on bed liners, Mason City.
Who do you think will be the ultimate survivor on Survivor Vanuatu, Islands of Fire? Play the KIMT Survivor Challenge, brought to you by Pepsi, and win a year's supply of Sierra Mist or Aquafina and a 13-inch TV VCR. Do you have the instincts of a true survivor? You can prove it by picking the winner. Log on to KIMT.com to place your winning pick the quick way, or send it via snail mail to this address. Map out your strategy and watch Survivor Vanuatu every Thursday at 7 p.m. only on KIMT News Channel 3. And stay tuned until the Survivor finale on Sunday, December 12th, starting at 7 p.m. to find out the winner of this season's Survivor. Then stick around the next night to watch The Late Show with David Letterman on Monday, December 13th to find out if you are the winner of the KIMT Survivor Challenge, brought to you by Pepsi. Research, enter, and become the true survivor of the area. Watch KIMT News Channel 3 Weekend Edition.
And welcome back. Kansas City with the 24-21 lead over the Buccaneers at halftime. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. And partner, we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned shootout.
Yeah, you know, we talked at the top of the game. Well, maybe Tampa Bay doesn't want to get into a shootout with Kansas City, but clearly John Gruden and this Bucs offense said, hey, bring it on, and it has been a shootout thus far. I'm looking for a little bit more defense in the second half, but you never know.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half.
Yeah, you know, clearly everybody was making some big plays happen. Johnny Morton, Joe Cook, and then this great second effort, of course, by Michael Pittman getting into the end zone. And, of course, the Priest, he's always there. Nice play. Zilger outside, off no coverage. And then, of course, one tight end answers the other tight end with a big score right before half.
All right, the statistics from the first half. Let's take a look. 275 yards in total offense for the Chiefs.
Pretty impressive. And he goes back to the rushing yards. Clearly, Tampa hasn't even tried to run the ball against Kansas City other than a couple times. And they just said, we are going to go after their weakness, and that's the secondary. And you got to credit the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, handling the blitz here more than a few times, but Gus, Brian Greasy and Trent Green and all the other things that are going on have had spectacular halves. Standing in there in the face of pressure, delivering the ball on the money. It's been a great offensive half. Not the greatest defensive half, though.
So we start the second half. Here's Cox picking it up, fumbling the football at the 9. And Cox somehow crawls his way to the 20-yard line. So here's a look at the fantasy notebook for all you fantasy league guys out there. Take a quick peek at how your guys are doing in this game. Trent Green
looking good. Brian Greasy both throw 2 touchdowns.
Priest Holmes down yardage-wise, but does have a touchdown. Pittman with a touchdown as well. And Tony Gonzalez, 5 catches, 62. Morton, 4 catches, 61. Clayton, a big first half, 3 catches, 83 yards. There's the young man out of LSU. First down and 10 at the 20. Play action, Greasy. Here's Clayton again on the bootleg, and Clayton this time is chopped down, picks up maybe 3 yards on the play, but William Barty was there, and the Chiefs were sitting on that little bootleg action.
Yes, they were, and that was the play in the first half that Michael Clayton had that big run, got a block downfield, and went for 50-something yards, and just 3 yards that time, and we thought that we might see some more boot. Clearly the Kansas City Chiefs defense discussed that at halftime, and William Barty, nice job of staying home.
Second down and 8 at the 22. Here's the pitch. Pittman following his blockers with the seam. It's a foot race. Michael Pittman down the sideline. Pittman cuts it back. Touchdown Tampa. What a block by Kenyatta Walker.
And let's watch the big tackle on the right side. Watch him coming out. Big Kenyatta Walker. Bang! There's the kick out block. Looking inside. And watch the other block. Pittman. There's the lane. And he's off to the races. Watch Pittman sneak back inside here. He knows he's going to get run down. Does a great job of getting the angle.
Extra point up and good. Wow. What a football game, folks. 28-24. Buccaneers come out and punch the Chiefs right in the mouth.
What can a hula hoop teach us about managing your portfolio? Well-timed adjustments keep things working for you. Talk to one of our financial advisors. Together we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
Being diagnosed with low adrenaline levels was devastating. No one ever warned me about adrenalitis, so I never saw it coming. There's times when you need adrenaline, and I didn't have it. That's when a friend who had beaten adrenalitis recommended the all-new 245 horsepower V6 Toyota Tacoma with the TRD package. Knocked it right out. That truck saved my life.
The all-new Tacoma. Now that's moving you forward.
Shoot it! Shoot it! The Nikon D70 Digital SLR is here.
Beautiful.
The world's fastest digital SLR in its class.
Did you get it? I never miss.
Nikon Digital. If the picture matters, the camera matters.
The Survivor men are outnumbered.
You gave me a word, Twilight.
Now the battle of the sexes heats up on TV's most watched reality show.
It's definitely personal.
New Survivor, CBS Thursday.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Hi, Mom is right for Michael Pittman. 78 yards, longest run in Buccaneers history. And he got some great help from his teammates. We'll show it to you in a moment. Line drive kick. This one picked up inside the 20. And once again, Chris Horn goes down at the 25. 28-24 Buccaneers. And the second half has just started.
For years, defenseless pickup truck beds have suffered cruel and undeserved punishment. Luckily, an end to the horror is in sight. Thanks to Toyota, the all-new Tacoma's revolutionary composite inner bed will never rust, never dent. For less than 3 soy mocha lattes a day, you can have your own Tacoma and stop truck bed abuse forever. Won't you help?
The all-new Tacoma. Now that's moving you forward.
New for endless shrimp, Red Lobster introduces a new take on one of your favorite flavors, coconut shrimp bites. Our newest all-you-can-eat signature creation during Endless Shrimp, now at Red Lobster.
Hey, you big Elton John fan?
Yeah.
Well, then here's your dream ticket. You only find it at Best Buy.
Dream Ticket is Elton John's spectacular 4-disc, 4-destination concert DVD. Featuring radiant performances from around the world. Elton John's Dream Ticket can only be found at Best Buy starting November 9th. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lochaman Ultra. If you use this once a day, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks! With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. The advanced treatment is Lamisil AT.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Red Lobster. Don't miss Endless Shrimp going on now only at Red Lobster. And by the all-new Toyota Tacoma. Now that's moving you forward.
And welcome back. 13:52 to go in the third quarter. Buccaneers with a 28-24 lead. Chiefs with the football now, 1st and 10 at their own 29. Gonzalez in motion. The handoff to Priest Holmes. And Holmes gets to the 31. Let's take a look, Brent, at the touchdown.
And Gus, a lot of intricacies to this play. Watch the block by Dilger. Watch the block inside by Clayton. He comes in, picks off a linebacker. Walker outside, and then Cook gets the big lead block. 4 big-time blocks allow Michael Pittman to get down the field. Look at the shot inside there. There's Walker. Here's Cook. And you see all those blocks, and that allows for Michael Pittman to get down the field. Big-time blocking by the offensive line and backs of the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Green over the middle. Gonzalez with the catch. Spins out of trouble, still running. And the big tight end gets to the 43. Now let's go back to New York and Greg Gumbel for an update.
All right, Gus, the New York Jets, all they can handle at Buffalo today. Drew Bledsoe, 4 yards, corner of the end zone. Lee Evans, nice fingertip grab. 17-10 Bills. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the third. Gus and Brent, back to you.
All right, thank you. One more look at the AFC East, New England and the Jets, 2 top teams. 1st down and 10. Buffalo coming on, though. Willis McGahee in for Travis Henry, and he is turning out to be the running back in Buffalo. Spires with the tackle on Priest Holmes after a gain of 2.
When it's unbelievable to think with all this offense that we've seen, Chiefs haven't really necessarily been relying on Priest Holmes as much as they have the last couple games. Spreading the ball all over the place, and you think that maybe they'll just go back. This Tampa defense has been on the field a while this game today. Maybe they just go back to pounding the ball.
Green pulls it down, looks to the sideline, Dunn the intended receiver. But Green throws that one a little short. And it brings up 3rd down and 8.
Boy, and this is where Tampa's defense can be really dangerous because they're coming after you. They're going to pin their ears back, and they're coming. And so you might not have time to complete the ball 10 yards, 9 yards downfield. Chiefs have done a nice job in the screen game this season, getting the ball to Priest Holmes.
Holmes and Richardson are in the backfield. Trent Green in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Picked up to the sideline, broken up. Nicely done by Mario Edwards. Intended for Johnny Morton.
Mario Edwards coming back with a big stop. Was beat early in the game by Morton. You see that little hand checking going on outside. Johnny Morton, you're not supposed to have contact. I don't know. Looks like contact to me. If that's the point of emphasis, we're going to call it after 5 yards. Instead any contact, and that's what Morton's complaining about.
First punt of the game for Steve Cheek. This is Galloway, and he fumbles it out of bounds, catching that ball in the sun. A 43-yard punt. No return for Joey Galloway. 28-24. Tampa with the lead and the ball.
Hi, Bud Light. It's Susan. Hi. I just think it's time we cleared some stuff up between us. You said you were fresh, but it turns out that all beers brewed in America are fresh. You also said to choose on taste. Well, I took a taste test and said Miller Lite had more taste than Bud Light.
It's just like talking to a brick wall.
Hi, it's Charlie.
Miller. Good call.
Shrek 2 is finally on DVD.
It's Dunkin' time!
And now the DVD has a surprise new ending.
Get ready for Far, Far Away Idol!
You can watch your favorite Shrek characters sing and then pick the winner.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt.
So get the DVD and call in your vote to 1-866-99-SHREK.
It's what I like about you.
Get the biggest movie of the year on DVD today. Watch the new ending and vote for the winner. Voting ends Sunday at midnight.
Chicken. I like the grilled shrimp, please. I like skillet sensations. They're back at Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Stronger denim. More comfortable, relaxed fit. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
He's the big credit card company's worst nightmare.
Awesome kicking butt.
Why? He wants to save you money. How? Watch 60 Minutes tonight.
28-24, Tampa with the lead. And the football first and 10 at the 13. Flag on the play as Pittman runs over the right side.
Offside. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Here's a question for you, partner. Who would you pick as the NFL's mid-season MVP? A couple of good questions here. Tiki Barber, Tom Brady, well, good candidates. Dante Culpepper, Priest Holmes, Peyton Manning, Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, your former teammate. Cast your vote at NFL.com.
You know what, I'm going to have to say T.O. just because of what he's done there for the Eagles. I mean, having that go-to receiver has been not only impactful for the offense, but for Donovan McNabb as well.
And Pittman bottled up and taken down at the 15. Eric Warfield leading the way.
That's by number 44, Eric Warfield.
So after all of the electricity in the first half and at the beginning of the third quarter, it looks like collectively these teams are kind of taking a breath right now.
Yeah, gosh, it's been a whole 2 or 3 minutes without any huge plays.
A loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 7 at the 16. Cook lines up as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. Greasy throwing. Pittman can't make the grab at the 20. He is wrapped up by Scott Fujita. And that brings up 3rd down and 7.
How about Eric Hicks getting some big pressure on Brian Greasy? And he had 5 pressures last week. We talked to Eric Hicks. Hit Peyton Manning several times, and he said, you know, our defense is coming along. You're not all the way there when you give up 500 yards. I said, hey, you know, the Colts do that to a lot of people. Unfortunately for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Bucs don't do that to a lot of people, and they are today.
Greasy has this one batted at the line of scrimmage and goes down. So the Buccaneers come up empty and will have to punt it away. I believe it was Caver getting his hand in the passing lane. And it certainly was Quentin Caver, 4th year out of Arkansas. Getting up high. So Bidwell comes in to punt for the 2nd time. He's standing at his own 1-yard line. Low snap, handled, high, spiraling kick. Hall will get a chance as he backpedals and starts from the 26. Watch out, he gets to the corner and finally knocked out of bounds at the 42. And a late flag coming in on the play. A 59-yard punt and a 14-yard return.
When anytime Dante Hall touches that ball, you just kind of stop breathing.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 42 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Shenard Hartz called for the illegal block. 10:05 to go, 3rd quarter, 4-point lead for Tampa.
I used to start each day feeling inadequate, powerless, but I didn't know why. My days were filled with anxiety and discomfort. No matter how hard I tried, achieving my goals and aspirations just seemed impossible. Then one day, I met Dave. Dave introduced me to something that would change my life forever. Something he called the all-new 2005 Tacoma. With 245 horsepower, now I start my day invigorated. And the king-size interior gives me the freedom to get it on. Thanks to the all-new Tacoma, I'm living the dream.
Yesterday was a good day. After midnight, I've got you on my mind. Come with me.
Roomier, brawnier, versatilier. The all-new Tacoma. Now that's moving you forward.
One of the things I really appreciate about coming to Sonic is that if I want to get my supersonic cheeseburger how I want it, then that's how they'll make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want no mustard, I want extra ketchup. They'll do that for me.
I do think, though, that power is making you a little bossy.
Wow. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Why don't you order me a sundae, though, huh?
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Our burgers are better because we make them after you order them, the way you like them, with the freshest ingredients. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. For the hottest new technology, think Circuit City. Just what I needed. And by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back, Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. Tampa, Florida, where the Buccaneers have exploded for 28 points on the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Chiefs have one of the great offenses in the league.
At the 30.
And they can explode at any time. 1st down, play action, Green. Over the middle, Gonzalez with the grab, and he picks up the 1st down, gain of 11. So let's look at the big picture, Brent.
What do you got, Gus, for your biggest surprise?
My surprise teams, the New York Football Giants. Tom Coughlin just criticized by every member of the media in New York. Marty Schottenheimer's Chargers. Pittsburgh leading Philadelphia today, and of course, the Silver Rush.
Looks like Steve Urkel's surprises. Is that you?
Yes.
Nice picture. When is that?
1st down, and you've been killing me all day. 1st down and 10 to the sideline, and that's Kennison. Now you've got some picks.
So did you say the New York Giants were your #1 surprise?
Well, they're one of the surprises.
Because Boomer said this morning on the NFL Today that was his biggest surprise.
Well, you've got it there too.
Well, I have it as #2 because San Diego Chargers, everybody thought was going to be the worst team in the NFL. They have been phenomenal. Of course, the Steelers doing great as well. Houston, my surprise team, and they are living up to it.
And that's actually a goofy-looking picture of you, too.
You're right.
Well,
you're right.
When you were actually handsome once upon a time.
That's not a good look.
Second down and 5 at the 48. Steelers winning right now, beating the Eagles. As Brett Gumbel told us. Trent Green. Intercepted! Dwight Smith. What a game for this young man from Detroit. He's come up with big play after big play. And that is a heartbreaker for Dick Vermeil. Flag on the play. A flag has been thrown. Maybe too much celebrating for the Bucs. Second turnover of the game.
And Gus, a great job by Dwight Smith of realizing it was a play fake and dropping back into the zone and getting into that throwing lane.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting after the play was over on the intercepting team. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot for a first down.
So Smith makes the interception, and then the Buccaneers are called for taunting.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's always inviting me over to watch his big, fancy TV.
And you hate him for it. So you want something bigger and better for a lot less money.
Yeah.
At Circuit City, we have all the hottest new TVs, from HD TV to plasma, LCD, and more. And with unbeatable prices guaranteed, you'll find the perfect one. Circuit City.
Gotta go.
For those who never quit, the battery that never quits. Energizer. Keep going.
When you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, even diarrhea. Hey, there's Pepto-Bismol. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto-Bismol! For 5 different stomach problems, Pink does more than you think. Introducing cherry-flavored Pepto-Bismol. The great new taste everyone will love. And that's reason to dance. New Cherry Pepto. New Cherry Pepto. Cherry Pepto tastes great.
For those who never quit, the battery that never quits. Energizer. Keep going.
CBS Tonight. Did a 7th grade sleepover turn deadly?
It was the house. It's an evil house.
A new cold case. Then, the stars of Dallas are back with secrets, never-before-seen footage, and an unforgettable surprise. A Dallas reunion special after a new cold case. CBS Tonight.
Smith having a terrific game on defense. That is the second turnover for the Chiefs, both forced by Smith, an interception, and he punched loose a fumble. Stripping Eddie Kennison. Let's take another look at the interception.
And Gus, this is how you play defense. Now watch Dwight Smith. Watch him initially react, and he gets back. He hustles back into position into the throwing lane of Trent Green. Okay, he's thinking Priest Holmes. Now watch him get back into his back pedal. Great job into the zone, right into the throwing lane. Big time defense.
Second down and 1 at the 32. Play action, Greasy to the sideline. Great throw and catch. And to the 40-yard line, a flag on the play. Clayton with a 9-yard gain.
Brought down by Jerome Woods.
Jerome Woods with the tackle.
And it looks like the officials are signaling face mask against Tampa Bay.
Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Offense number 80. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
Well, let's see. No, he's going to use the stiff arm.
Yeah, he did have a handful.
Now, you know what? Yeah, and he's yanking right now. You got to let go of that. And you see the pull down, the yank. If you get your hands up there and stiff arm, and it just inadvertently gets up there, a lot of times the officials won't call it. Or the worst you're going to get is a 5-yarder. But if you yank, hey, and Michael Clayton, he's not fooling around. He's not one of those wimpy wide receivers. He's trying to block D lineman. He's going face mask. He's crushing linebackers on a crackback. He's all over the field.
2nd and 11 over the middle. That ball deflected, and Clayton was wide open. Wow.
Hey, and probably, Gus, what we call a little bit of a pick play, man-to-man coverage. And if that ball's not tipped, that is touchdown. Watch him come from outside into your screen. There's a pick out here, and there he is. It's one-on-one with the safety, and I'm betting on Michael Clayton.
Lionel Dalton got a hand on the football.
And that might be the biggest play of the game thus far for this Kansas City Chiefs defense. Lionel Dalton.
Dalton starting at right tackle today. John Browning moving over to right end. Jared Allen taken out of the starting lineup. 3rd down and 11 at the 22. Greasy looking backside for Galloway. Flag on the play. This will go against Kansas City.
Yep. 5 yards. We talked about it. Illegal contact after that 5-yard zone. You cannot touch the receiver.
Jerome Woods is down.
And weird deal with Jerome Woods going down. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. Penalized at the spot of the foul. And a 1st down.
That's an 18-yard penalty called on Julian Battle.
Yeah, no, they went back and called pass interference, Gus, because they thought the ball was in the air. I actually thought the penalty had occurred prior. 5-yard chuck zones Joey Galloway, and he's got him. He's holding him right there, and that ball, now it's being thrown. And let's watch what happens.
Jerome.
You see Battle just lay out there.
And I believe Jerome Woods, they've gotten the wind knocked out of him. He may have also fallen on the football.
And usually that's what it is. And Woods making a great effort once again, laying out, and that's a lot of that time. That ball just, it's brutal, knocks your wind out. And looks like Woods is up and getting to the sidelines, which is a good sign.
A little woozy for Jerome. 9th year out of Memphis. So Woods is up on his feet. Looks like he'll be okay and able to play.
Yeah. If there's not a whole mess of trainers around him, that means he'll probably get back in.
Kansas City with 8 penalties this afternoon for 78 yards. 1st down and 10. Tampa at their own 40. Greasy out of the backfield, incomplete. Dilger, the intended receiver. Thursday on Survivor, now that the men are outnumbered, can they break up the female alliance? The battle of the sexes heats up on TV's most watched reality show. Don't miss the new Survivor Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Brian Greasy, the numbers, 16 of 26, 225, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. This season, he's completed over 70% of his passes. 2nd and 10. Greasy scrambling out of the pocket with time, looks backside, and throws it out of bounds. He had Joe Juravicius cutting across the field, just couldn't find him. Or either he elected not to throw it.
You know, and probably that, Gus. And I think one of the great things about Brian Greasy, he's certainly not trying to force any throws today. We've seen him throw the ball away a couple times. And if you don't have something, you don't want to take a chance right now. And he's been pretty darn accurate other than when he's thrown that ball away. You don't want to just lay one up back across field because those can be picked easily.
3rd down and 10 at the 40. They need to go to midfield for a 1st down. Bucks are 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. Kansas City showing blitz. Here they come. And a whistle.
False start. Number 8, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So that's Greasy. Called for the false start.
3rd down, 15.
Pulling out a little early, partner.
I don't know. Didn't see it there, Gus, but, you know, I'm not down on the field.
3rd down and 15 at the 35. They need to go to midfield for a first down. Greasy, shovel pass, Pittman. Didn't fool anybody. Pittman gets to the 42. Stopped on the play by Ryan Sims after a 6-yard gain.